All right, guys, Coinbase has just issued a warning for the market, and they actually said short-term pullbacks will persist. They say like they're not worried about the long term of the coin, but they think short-term jitters are not going away. Because although the Japan carry trade thing is going to wear out, they think that fears of a recession is going to intensify until the Fed makes their decision in September. Because until the Fed makes the decision, you don't know if they're going to cut rates or not. And there's going to be a lot of jitters. So Coinbase's David Duong wrote in a blog post, "Don't be fooled into thinking that the market disruption is over, even though the yen carry trade thing is going to subside in the next 2 weeks." The next FOMC meeting is September 17th through 18th. Everyone expects a rate cut. The debate is whether it's going to be 25 basis points or 50 basis points. I think the people in the know in the industry do not expect a sudden rate cut or an emergency rate cut. I think that's more wishful thinking than anything else. And of course, they think that the recession fears could intensify if, companies continue to struggle. But the earnings numbers are actually in, and even though they're bad and the unemployment numbers have gone up, they're still pretty historically low for the unemployment numbers. And they actually do think that it will last through the Fed decision in mid-September. Consequently, we retain our forecast for a choppy market in the third quarter. So for the rest of the third quarter, the markets definitely could be choppy, could be a lot more volatile than we expected, but I don't actually think they're going to sell. They're thinking rather the current sell-off is consistent with our defensive approach in the third quarter and more constructive outlook for the fourth quarter, albeit the strength of this move tests our conviction. But as you can see, we've actually moved up about halfway of what we lost already. And looking at the futures for tomorrow, we're probably going to continue to move up tomorrow. So I expect a Bitcoin recovery past 60K before we have our next disruption. What could that next disruption be? Well, it could be Iran-Israel. However, Iran actually said they were going to retaliate within hours on Friday. They haven't done it yet. Trump said yesterday that they were going to retaliate on Monday, and they didn't. So they might be waiting for a while, or they might just be trying to work it out. My real fear is that some kind of splinter group that isn't really affiliated with the Iranian government might actually make their own move. And that would actually be really bad. And it would bring a sudden attack would bring the market down. Because Israel, especially with Benjamin Netanyahu, would definitely retaliate because they're looking to retaliate on any provocation whatsoever. There's also Hezbollah, and Iran might try to use them, and Israel will not hesitate to retaliate against them, although I don't really know if they're going to trigger an international incident or not. The Japan fear is generally over because after that FUBAR that the Japanese central bank did, they were going to have to do it sooner or later anyways. They said they are not hiking interest rates anymore, so they're probably not going to do it for several months, or maybe a year or two, because Japan actually suffered the most from that. And they can't really afford to suffer even more from that. So Japan is probably going to back off, so you're not going to get that kind of black swan. Of course, there could be something that happens in the United States with the elections and everything, but I actually don't think the markets are going to move too much, regardless of who seems to take the lead in the elections. Now, if Harris does actually win the election, crypto might pull back a little bit after the election, but eventually it will go up because I think the political landscape is favoring crypto regardless of who gets elected or not. Even if crypto does not become a reserve, which is a little bit of a pipe dream at this point, the policies towards crypto are going to be better and better. I don't think the White House, even a Harris White House, would say they're going to veto any pro-crypto bill because that is just inviting the super PACs to spend tens of millions of dollars to defeat them in upcoming elections. And politicians listen to money. And they know the crypto super PAC has over $100 million to spend, and they're spending it, albeit a lot on primary races, but also in the general election cycle. And all politicians want that money. Crypto, even in the Democratic Party, they've actually supported pro-crypto candidates on the Democratic side in primaries, and also they basically support or are against the anti-crypto people. So they're getting them out one by one. They've already successfully primaried one or two people that are anti-crypto, and the other anti-crypto people are going to notice that. And they're going to be more pro-crypto because they don't want to be targeted with a lot of money to be outed. And remember, this is one of the richest super PACs that are supporting in the big election. They have like just as much money as the financial industry super PAC. Now that might seem scary to some of you that want crypto to be independent, but if you want good policies for crypto, you have to play the game. And that's exactly what they're doing. Coinbase, Ripple, all those, they are definitely playing the game right now, and they're playing right. So these companies with like these super PACs with a lot of money, these politicians are paying attention to, and they're not really going to be that hostile regardless of which party it is. That's why 70 Democrats voted with Republicans on the whole Fit 21 and other bills. And if Joe Biden hadn't promised beforehand that he would veto the overturning of SAB 121, then like he probably wouldn't have vetoed it when it came out, but he just made a dumb promise to actually veto, which he should have broke. But I don't think like they'll do that again. And I think like all those things that we wish to pass will actually pass. I do think we will actually get altcoin ETFs regardless of who's in office. And even if there is a pullback after November, I expect by December it will seriously start going up again. So realistically, yeah, that's the issue. That's the kind of like serious warning that Coinbase issued. But they also said it wouldn't really affect long-term aspirations, but Q3 will be very, very choppy. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.